Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks again so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Wow, look at this here. Take a look at this candle starting to rock and roll downtown here. Let's see if we continue to break this 0.65 fib level here. Golden pocket trying to hold on, but we will see here a lot of selling pressure coming through. So if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. I want to say thanks again so much for watching. You've been watching for a while. Thank you even more to most of my members. They hit that like button, they comment below, kind of give me a heads up on where they're at with their trades. I love to hear it. Of course, obviously, consider doing so, and more importantly, just hit that like button so we get this in front of more people who deserve a fighting chance at being a better trader, right? So when we look at the liquidation levels for the more recent time frame, we can see this lower level. I discussed this yesterday, that 65.7, roughly $66,000 mark is likely to get swept. Now we did sweep, of course, this 66.2 mark, and of course at this point here, between 65 and 66,000 is a solid area of liquidation. As there's quite a lot here. If we zoom in a little bit, we can see each one of these red bars is worth about 2 billion. So we got 6, maybe 7, 8, 9, 10. There's probably a good maybe about 10 to 15 billion as low as 65,000. Okay, so with us entering the 65K mark right now, it makes sense the price is going to continue a bit lower. We do take a look at the macro here. We're starting to see a dissipation for this upper levels here, showing that a lot of shorts are starting to secure profits. About time. Jeez, cannot believe it. Just how long some people will hold their shorts for is ridiculous. But anyways, there's still going to be people holding there, of course, because they want to short Bitcoin to zero. But at this point, what we can see is there's a lot of liquidation still up there, but it's getting less. And it's less intense. The amount is dissipating, therefore kind of implying that we may not see that revisited for a little while. Me personally, I've been kind of considering along at 66,000, but now that we're here, it doesn't feel like it's gonna hold. This is a very, very inconsistent level for the moment. And again, this double bottom didn't hold. The price broke through that level, and it's not looking good, folks. Okay, so no other way around it here. So what we want to look at is the daily time frame and work our way down, kind of see what's up. So if we look at the daily time frame, keep in mind I have these arrows here. These are based on the smaller charts. Just to give you perspective, my consideration was a short at 68.5 or a potential long at 66,000. Keep in mind, both these trades require confirmation. You don't just blindly jump in. Glad we didn't jump into a blind 66,000 long, because it's currently losing that level, right? That's why you always want to wait for confirmation. The key takeaway here is that on the daily time frame, we're still honoring the ascending trend line, and that's good for the moment. Once more, this ascending trend line is running concurrent with the 20-day SMA. So that is an important factor. The other thing you want to recognize too is the fact that if we break down below this, we lose the 20-day SMA, we may continue further down. All right. You got to keep in mind though, the 100-day SMA is hanging out right there at about 64.5. That's closer to that lower fib level there. So the overall sentiment here is that we haven't broken bearish yet. Just because we have 2 red days does not mean we're going to continue lower. But there's a lot of proof here letting us know that we're getting close to some scary things. In other words, we're getting close to 50 on the RSI. That's kind of the last line of defense to me personally on the daily. That is roughly concurrent with the 100-day SMA. Once those two things match, that we should be able to see some resilience there. However, we can see stochastic swinging down super hard. And of course, MACD is almost to diverge. Now, when you have a MACD divergence, it's not like a 100% guarantee it's going to drop lower. But if you look at every time it has diverged, it's kind of proof showing that the price action is going to continue lower. So this is roughly, we had a divergence right there in the MACD, or sorry, correction, that is a stochastic divergence. Let's look at the MACD and kind of just confirm here. Yeah, it roughly was there too. Okay, let's look at that, and let's go ahead and zoom back a little bit here. This was the divergence as well. Of course, that was the first time we hit the $70,000 mark. So the truth here is the last couple of times we've diverged on the MACD, we've seen a pretty significant downtrend after. Okay, so there is truth here that there's a good chance the price continues lower. Now, that is not the only reason or the only thing we want to look at, of course. There's a lot of contributing factors that led to that and or will lead to this continuing lower or recovering. But the truth is, this is not a good look for Bitcoin, and majority of the signs are here letting us know that further downside would make sense. If we do lose this more local low, which is roughly about 65,000, I'm just going to round down a little bit. We lose 65K, there's a solid chance we'll see our next low retested, which is roughly at about 63,500, which is that rough estimate of a support level based on local fibs and macro fibs. I talked about this with my community recently about how 64,000 or just under 64K is that area of support, our secondary support, if we lose 66,000. Now, we haven't officially closed below 66,000, but it's looking like it's going to, okay? So all in all, not a phenomenal situation here. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, roughly 8 candles into this continuation to the downside. So hypothetically, it could get exhausted here soon and recover, but I wouldn't expect a swift recovery even if it were to, okay? So let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. We discussed this last night too, having lost the 4-hour 50 on the RSI. That's generally unfavorable. Anytime we break below the 50 in the RSI, we usually stay there for some time. At least this last one was short-lived from Tuesday the 23rd until Thursday the 25th. So 2 days we spent under 50 in the RSI. But generally speaking, you're going to see more longer trends that remain above. This, for example, stayed above, and more often than not, you'll see them stay below a lot longer. So I would say at this point here, now that we've broken below, it would be safe to presume the price is going to stay in this range or go lower soon because of that sentiment. And again, the price doesn't have to necessarily go lower because we're under 50 on the RSI. It just implies that we have to adjust our mindset for the tentative, near future that the price is more likely to go down than go up, right? With us testing this ascending trend line, tentatively losing the 100-day SMA on the 4-hour, but definitely losing the 20 and the 50. Those are all signs the price is continuing lower, and there's no end in sight, obviously, until the price action bottoms out. And it hasn't bottomed out yet. We don't see a lot of buying pressure here in the 66K mark. Okay, so that leads me to believe that we're going to go down a little bit further. Let's take a look here at the Ichimoku cloud. Confirm, nothing else really here to see. And just straight up bearish divergences all over the place. There's nothing really letting us know that we're in that the bulls are in control. In fact, we take a look at the TPO here, we can see time price opportunity telling us 66,600 is that key level here for the most recent 24-hour period, basically implying that the bears have controlled this session, and we'd be lucky to get the price action above 66.6. If it does close above that level, then obviously that would be a confirmation letting us know the bulls are back in control, but we're far ways away from that. So I would not expect the price to recover instantly, but do know that we are establishing lower lows, lower highs. We're starting to form somewhat of a channel here, and there's a solid chance that we might see one last leg down before the next recovery. A lot of times you'll see just kind of a really magnificent push near the bottom here. So again, not really great stuff. There's no other way around it. It all depends on what side of the tracks you're on, of course. We opened a Bitcoin short at 68.5. We didn't get filled, unfortunately. And so we'd be significantly in profit right now. Thankfully, we got filled on our ICP and our AVAX trades, and those are one's already secured profits, the other is super, super close. Let's see here, just to quickly note, 25% for 2 ICP shorts this week, and our AVAX short from 27.5 is almost at target at 26.3. So we will see here soon what happens, but a lot of coins are struggling right now. So once more, as per usual, you're better off taking shorts than you are longs at this point. I wouldn't necessarily recommend a short at this exact moment because it does feel like we're nearing the bottom, but on the same accord, just depends on what kind of coins you're looking into and what kind of trades you're taking. So that's kind of where we're at there. That seems sensible to me. I hope this was understandable for you. If you did find benefit, please hit the like button, comment below. Join us over on CryptoCache.tech if you want to become a better trader. We got some new membership packages coming up here soon as well for some of our pioneers. That is going to be the the term there, and we'll have that rolling out here. Actually, I think this weekend, as a matter of fact. Either way you look at it, deeply appreciate your feedback and just absolutely appreciate the support over the years here. Thank you again so much to everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Take care.